moving sucks unless you follow our 5 tips for a smooth move. So stick around for this whole video and we're going to tell you how to do it. Welcome back to the channel, Living in YYC, and part of living in YYC and being part of a real estate channel, being a real estate team, is people move. Duh, right?
Exactly. That's literally our bread and butter.
That's our bread and butter, is helping people make smooth moves to Calgary. So before we get into the video, if that's you, if you're thinking about making a move, click that link in the description below, book into our calendar. Let's have a conversation about whether it makes sense for you to make a move now, 6 months from now, a year from now. We're here whenever that is right for you. So let's get into today's video. You can see behind us, the pictures are off the wall. It's empty, guys. We are actually moving within the next few days at the time of recording this video. So we wanted to show you exactly what we have done and will be doing to make this, I think, one of our smoothest moves ever. If we go back to our last move,
it was a nightmare.
It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. We decided to do it ourselves. So we're going to get to that again. We did it in winter. We ended up with a very cold day on the day we moved, and I had some significant health issues after just because of being in the cold all day. But anywho, this is about not doing that and getting to a smooth move this time around. So let's start with point number 1. And by the way, we're going to be showing you around our house with boxes and everything we've been doing. But I think point number 1 is start early. Talk about that a little bit and what you did to get us ready for this move.
Well, even before when we listed, if you probably saw in the last video, the staging was imperative. We started to declutter, which is a huge thing. So I would say the biggest thing is making sure you're starting to go through your items and sort of figure out what you want to keep, what you don't want to keep, start selling off excess furniture you're not going to use. But the other thing is book your movers. First things first. That's a big one because those spots fill up real quick. Number 2 is getting your utilities and everything forwarded, your mail forwarding, all those kind of things. But I think at the end of the day, it's just trying to not overwhelm yourself. And it's a lot. I'm not going to lie. I was going through boxes in our basement and I found an unopened box from when we moved to this house 4.5 years ago. And I opened it up and I'm like, oh my goodness, there's a bunch of towels and sheets and stuff in here. Where was all this stuff? It's just taking up space. So yes, be prepared and get started right away. As soon as you have a firm sale, start packing.
So you firm up your purchase. To recap here, book your movers right away. We have some great resources, some movers that we've actually recommended to clients. Clients have told us about. And that is one of the best things with movers is get a recommendation, because I'll just be honest, you know, you can look for them online, but you never know until you actually know somebody that's actually used them, right? So contact us for some great moving recommendations. Do that Canada Post mail forwarding. I can't tell you how many times we get calls as sellers agents when we're on the listing side. Hey, your clients have mail at the house. When would they like to pick it up? I booked that Canada Post mail forwarding for a year. For a year, to give ourselves lots of time to make sure all the addresses are updated. Change your utilities. We took the opportunity to switch from Shaw to TELUS. The area we're in Woodbine has horrible Shaw service. TELUS is virtually non-existent. They don't have pure fiber. So with all the video conferencing everyone does nowadays, we switched to TELUS for their pure fiber. So we did that. We got that all booked. Utilities, all those different types of things. So start early to remove the stress so that you're not like 2 days before going, oh my gosh, I got to switch utilities.
Exactly.
All right. So the second thing, so I think I need to drill down a little bit on the decluttering and all that. You're going to be moving anyway, right? So
100%.
We don't have a truck anymore, so we rented a 10-foot U-Haul cube van and we filled that thing up.
It was disturbing.
It was disturbing.
How much garbage.
How much garbage and junk and stuff like that we took to dump. And so we did that right at the beginning before we even listed.
Yes. And the one thing I would say about doing that, at the City of Calgary dump, I mean, it sounds so glamorous, I know, but they have really good recycling facilities at the actual dump station. So you have your garbage that goes in the garbage bins, but they recycle metal, they recycle old furniture that, you know,
that's new.
Restore won't take, exactly, it's new. They take paint cans and excess, you know, if you've got old gas and gas cans, all that kind of stuff. electronics that you're not using anymore, they'll upcycle. It's just a really nice thing to be able to say, okay, it's not all going in a landfill. So that would be my one thing.
Exactly. So I think we've covered the start early point.
Yeah.
And now let's get to, we're going to switch locations as we start talking about the actual packing. So let's go.
Here we are in our dining room. And as you can see, half of the room is filled with boxes at this point in time. But the way we've decided to do this, we have given ourselves a week for moving. So we actually take possession tomorrow of our new home. And our possession on this house isn't until next Tuesday. I think next Wednesday, I should say. So the nice thing with doing that is it gives us time to do what we call a soft move-in. So we actually have our movers scheduled to come pick up the big stuff on Monday next week. But we've packed up, I've done all the kitchen stuff, the decor, all that things. I've left the bare essentials that we need for the house, for the kitchen. And then starting tomorrow, I'm moving the vast majority of it over. The biggest thing I found the last move we did, it was all done in one fell swoop pretty much. It was so stressful that day. It was like, we're hungry, we're tired, we gotta get bed set up, everybody wants to eat something. Where's the frying pan? Where's, the glasses? So this just sort of helps. I'm gonna go in, get stuff unpacked. We have new flooring going in the upper level of our new house, so it works out really well. So we're going to move the kitchen, we'll move our offices, anything that's on the lower floor, like the storage room. We're going to move the garage over and get all that set up. So on moving day, it's just going to make it a little less stressful.
Natalie, why are you standing up against a blank wall? What is going on?
So something we're asked by a lot of clients is, what do I need to do when I take my pictures down, when I take the mirrors down, all that kind of stuff? My rule of thumb technically is nail holes. They're okay. They're small. They're not a big deal. People will typically be hanging art in that position anyway. But if you have large screw holes in your wall that's been holding something heavy, you should patch and paint that. So ideally, you would have the paint that you have from whatever your wall color is, and just get it done. And again, I've been doing this for weeks at this point in time, going through, finding things that need to be done, so then I can just do the touch-ups and I'm not panicking about it on the day after move out.
So another tip for you is, here's our little dude, Obi, and he can get a little
stressed.
Yeah, stressed with certain things. We're working on that. And so what do you do with your pets? Is we are going to actually take him over to the house tomorrow when we get possession, just so he can run around, he can see his new space. But then on moving day, here's what we're going to do. When the movers come, just because he gets excited when people come to the door, Natalie is going to take him over to the house, or I will, depending on. So he's actually going to be at the house because there's going to be things for Natalie to do over at the house. So it's just going to be a lot less stressful for your fur babies. So if you do what we call the, what did you call it?
Soft move.
Soft move. When you do the soft move, bring your pet with you. I think it's a great idea. They can get used to the space. They're not going to be all freaked out on the day if you do the move on the same day. I call that a stress move. So that's what we're doing. Again, we're going to bring them over to the house tomorrow so we can get used to the space. And then on actual move-in day, Natalie's going to take them over there, or I will. I don't know who's going to do it. One of us will, as the movers are in and out of our house. You could also obviously take them to a boarding place, or leave them with a friend. But for us, we just didn't want him to have the stress of people coming in and out of the house all day. We're here in our backyard, so Natalie, follow me as I go kind of to the side of the garage. We're going to talk a little bit about what you can leave behind when you're moving. So I don't know if you can see that back there. There's a few things back there. And what can you leave behind when you're moving? So we have, if you can see, you can't really see it back there, but I'll just stand in front here again. People want to see my face probably more than the side of a garage. But essentially, you can leave behind things that are in the contract. So when we listed our home, we actually had it in the listing. We are leaving behind extra deck boards because we have a composite deck. We have extra siding, so that's being left behind. And then when we look over here, watch the bombs in the grass, Natalie. This is our hot tub. Our new place, we cannot have a hot tub, certainly not of this size. That was written into the contract as well. This is more of an obvious one, but what we always say to our clients is what can be left behind anything in the contract. I'm not going to show you the garage, but that was part of the, you know, our soft move as well. We're organizing, we're figuring out what we actually need for our new place, because we actually don't have a yard. We have a side deck and a little front yard, but we'll talk about that once we've actually moved in and some of the plans that we have for the new place. So there's some tips for you of what you can leave behind when you move.
Obi, what do you think about moving? Do you like it? Is it fun? I know, it's so fun. I know, it's so fun.
All right, so that is it. There's your 5 tips to make your move easy and stress-free. I think that one of the biggest things we always recommend to our clients is do a little bit of bridge financing. That's what's allowed us to move in, get possession of our new place a week before the sale goes through on this current house here. That is huge. You're gonna just remove so much stress. You can do that soft move that Natalie talked about earlier. And so there's some great tips for you. You don't want to do, we've had clients do it. You can do it, right? For sure, if you don't want to pay the bridge financing fees, but it does create a less stressful environment when you move not on the same day as you move out of your place, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you've been in a house for 40 years and then you're moving, that can be a lot of pressure on someone.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. So there you go. There's 5 tips for you. If you're not moving right now, but you're thinking about making a move, again, shameless plug for that buyer consult down in the description box below. Like this video, share it with somebody you know that's moving, because this will help them make their move a lot less stressful. And like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.